Listen closely, because the next few minutes are not just a video, they are a divine appointment that has been scheduled on your timeline since before you took your first breath. You did not click on this by accident. The algorithm did not just randomly throw this your way. You are here because your soul is sending a distress signal that heaven has finally answered. There is a specific reason why death has passed you over. There is a reason why, despite the chaos, the heartbreak, and the overwhelming pressure, you are still standing. In exactly 3 hours from the moment you receive this truth into your spirit, a shift is going to occur. A mechanism of divine justice is being triggered. You have felt like the victim for years, perhaps decades. You have felt hunted, targeted, and oppressed. But the tables are about to turn so violently and so suddenly that your enemies, spiritual and physical, will not know what hit them. We need to talk about why you are still here. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. If you look back at your life, specifically if you are over the age of 35, you will notice a pattern. You haven't just lived a hard life, you have survived specific calculated attempts to remove you from this earth. This isn't paranoia, this is spiritual discernment. The enemy came to claim you, not once, not twice, but 3 distinct times. And the fact that you are listening to my voice right now is the ultimate evidence that his plan failed. You are a threat to the darkness. You are a glitch in the matrix of negativity that surrounds your lineage. Before we go any deeper, I need you to make a commitment to yourself. This isn't about me, it's about your survival and your future. Do not skip a second of this message. Somewhere in the middle of this video, I am going to reveal the 3-hour rule of divine retribution, a secret that only 1 in a million believers truly understands. If you miss that, you miss the key to unlocking the justice you have been crying out for. So, settle in. Take a deep breath. If you are ready to receive the justice that has been delayed for too long, go ahead and like this video right now. It's a small gesture, but in the spiritual realm, it is an act of agreement. It says, I am open, I am ready. Let's dissect the evidence of your life. You are not lucky, you are preserved. There is a massive difference. Luck is random chaos, preservation is intentional design. To understand why the justice coming in 3 hours is so powerful, you must first understand what you survived. Your soul is beginning to remember what your mind was forced to forget to protect you. We are going to look at the 3 assassination attempts on your destiny. As I speak, I want you to reflect. Does this sound like your story? The first attempt on your life was a spiritual assassination. This usually happens very early, often in childhood. This wasn't necessarily a physical death, though for some of you, it might have been a severe childhood illness, a fever that wouldn't break, or an accident as a toddler. But for most, this was an attack on your potential before you even knew you had it. The enemy saw your light when you were small. Have you ever wondered why you felt like the black sheep of your family? Why you were the sensitive one, the one who felt everything deeply, the one who seemed to carry the emotional burdens of the adults around you? That was the first attack. It came as trauma. It came as unexplainable fear. It came as a chaotic home environment designed to crush your spirit. Think about the environment you grew up in. Was there addiction? Was there sudden loss? Was there a voice constantly telling you that you weren't good enough? That you were a burden? That was not just bad parenting or bad circumstances. That was a strategic strike to disable your self-worth. The enemy knew that if you grew up knowing who you truly were, you would be dangerous. So he tried to break your identity before it could form. He tried to plant seeds of rejection so deep in your heart that you would spend the next 40 years sabotaging yourself. But here is the miracle. It didn't work. You are still kind. You are still generous. Despite the trauma, you did not become the monster that hurt you. That is your first victory. If you recognize this pattern of early childhood resistance, write, "I am still here," in the comments. Let that be your declaration of victory over the first attempt. Now we move to the second attempt. This one is more subtle, more insidious. This happened as you moved into adulthood. This was the silent war within your own mind. The first attempt was about your environment. The second attempt was about your perception. This was the battle against despair, hopelessness, and anxiety. This is where many of you are right now, or where you have just emerged from. This attack was designed to make you give up from the inside out. It is the voice that wakes you up at 3 a.m. filled with dread. It is the depression that feels like a heavy blanket you can't shake off. Science tells us that chronic stress and anxiety rewire the brain, shrinking the hippocampus and enlarging the amygdala, the fear center. The enemy literally tried to rewire your biology to process only fear and failure. You faced situations that should have broken your mind. Maybe it was a divorce that shattered your reality. Maybe it was a financial collapse where you lost everything and had to start over from zero while everyone watched. Maybe it was a betrayal by someone you trusted with your life. These weren't just bad days. These were calculated strikes to disconnect you from your purpose. The goal was to make you so exhausted, so weary, that you would voluntarily lay down your sword and quit. But look at you. You are still searching. You are still seeking. You are watching a video about spirituality and growth. Do you know what that means? It means the fire within you is stronger than the flood around you. You endured the silent war. You walked through the valley of the shadow of death, and you kept walking. You didn't set up camp there. This mental resilience is not normal, it is supernatural. You have been forged in a fire that would have incinerated anyone else. And then there was the third attempt. This is the one that shakes you to your core. The third attempt was physical, tangible, and undeniable. For many of you watching this, you have a specific date on the calendar that brings chills to your spine. It was the car crash where the vehicle was totaled, but you walked away without a scratch. It was the sudden medical crisis, the heart attack, the cancer scare, the unknown infection that the doctors said should have killed you. It was the moment of violence where you stared death in the face. Why did you survive? Why did the car spin that way? Why did the diagnosis change? Why did the person with the weapon hesitate? That wasn't luck. That was the hand of God. That was an intervention of the highest order. At that moment, the spiritual realm overrode the physical laws of reality to keep you on this planet. You have to ask yourself, why? Why are you so important that angels were dispatched to push a car out of the way? Why are you so vital that your cells regenerated when they should have decayed? You have been shielded, preserved, and sanctified for a mission that only you can fulfill. The enemy played his hand. He threw his 3 best shots at you. He attacked your foundation, childhood. He attacked your mind, adulthood, and he attacked your body, the physical crisis. And he failed every single time. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. He is out. And now it is your turn to bat. This brings us to the 3-hour rule and the justice that is coming your way. In the ancient texts and across many spiritual traditions, the number 3 is sacred. It represents completion, resurrection, the transition from death to life. Jesus was in the tomb for 3 days, but there is a faster, more urgent principle at work here, the principle of immediate acceleration. When you survive the 3rd attempt, you enter a state of divine immunity. You become untouchable in a new way, and the energy that was sent to destroy you is converted into fuel for your ascent. Here is the secret I promise to reveal, the law of spiritual rebound. Physics teaches us that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. But in the spiritual realm, the reaction is not equal, it is multiplied. When the enemy suppresses a child of God, he is unknowingly compressing a spring. The more pressure he applies, the more potential energy is stored. You have been under pressure for years. You have been compressed, squeezed, and held down. What the enemy does not realize is that he hasn't been burying you. He has been loading you into a slingshot. In 3 hours, or perhaps 3 days, or 3 weeks, the number 3 is the key, you are going to see the release. But for many of you, the shift in your spirit begins in 3 hours from the moment you accept this truth. What does this justice look like? It doesn't always look like revenge. Revenge is human. Justice is divine. Revenge is you trying to hurt them. Justice is God promoting you in front of them. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Have you ever truly meditated on that psalm? It doesn't say God removes your enemies. It says he prepares a table, a feast, a celebration, a moment of honor right in front of them. They have to watch. The people who betrayed you, the forces that tried to kill you, the sickness that tried to consume you, they all have to stand back and watch you eat. They have to watch you thrive. They have to watch you be blessed. That is the ultimate justice. So what happens in the next 3 hours? You are going to experience a shift in your frequency. You might feel a sudden lightness in your chest. A clarity will wash over your mind. The anxiety that has been your constant companion will suddenly go silent. This is the atmosphere of your life changing. The heavy, oppressive cloud is lifting because the mandate against your life has been cancelled. But you have a role to play in this. You cannot receive this justice if you are holding on to bitterness. Bitterness is the anchor that keeps you tied to the past. If you want the slingshot to launch you forward, you have to let go of the weight of hatred. This is the hardest part, I know. You want them to pay. You want them to hurt like you hurt. But listen to me, their payment is not your business. Their payment is in the hands of the universe, and trust me, the universe never misses a payment. Your business is your future. Your business is stepping into the mission you were saved for. I want you to do something practical right now. Think of the person or the situation that hurt you the most. Visualize them in your mind. It might be painful. Now, I want you to visualize yourself handing them a heavy stone. That stone represents the judgment. Hand it to them, turn your back, and walk away. Leave them with it. It is too heavy for you to carry into your new season. As you walk away in your mind, feel the lightness return to your step. This is how you trigger the 3-hour shift. You release the debt, and God releases the blessing. We need to address the why. Why were you saved? What is this mission I keep talking about? You might be thinking, I'm just a normal person. I work a 9 to 5. I'm raising kids. I'm not a prophet or a leader. You are wrong. The very fact that you attracted this much opposition proves you carry a heavy anointing. The enemy does not waste ammunition on empty targets. He only attacks those who are carrying something valuable. Your mission is connected to your pain. The thing you suffered the most is the area where you will have the most authority. Did you suffer from loneliness? Your mission involves bringing connection to others. Did you suffer from illness? Your mission involves healing, whether through medicine, prayer, or nutrition. Did you suffer from poverty? Your mission involves breaking generational curses of lack and teaching others to prosper. Your scars are your credentials. When you speak to someone going through what you went through, your words have weight because you have been there. You are a wounded healer, and those are the most powerful kind. I want to pause here. If you are feeling a stirring in your spirit, a sensation that this message is reading your mail, I need you to subscribe to the channel, not for the numbers, but to lock into this community. We are building a tribe of survivors, a legion of people who have walked through the fire and come out without the smell of smoke. Click that notification bell so you don't miss the next instruction. We are going to go deeper in the coming days, and you need to be part of this flow. Now let's look at the signs that the justice is arriving. How will you know the revenge has started? Sign number 1, confusion in the enemy's camp. You will start to hear news about those who harmed you. Their alliances will crumble. The lies they told about you will start to be exposed without you saying a word. The truth has a way of rising to the surface like oil in water. You won't have to defend yourself. God is your defense attorney. Sign number 2, unexpected favor. Doors that were locked tight will suddenly swing open. A financial windfall, a job opportunity, a restored relationship. Things will start falling into place with an ease that scares you. This is the restoration of the years the locusts have eaten. Sign number 3, a supernatural peace. This is the most important one. You will look at the storm that used to terrify you, and you will feel nothing. No fear, no panic, just a deep grounding knowing that you are safe. This peace is the weapon that confuses the enemy the most. When you should be panicking, you are praising. When you should be crying, you are building. The next 3 hours are critical. I want you to be very conscious of your thoughts. Do not let a single negative thought take root. If a fear comes up, swipe it away. Replace it with, I am preserved. I am protected. My time is now. You are reprogramming your reality. You are aligning with the timeline where you win. There is a scientific concept called quantum entanglement. It suggests that particles that have interacted can affect each other instantly, regardless of distance. Your spirit is entangled with the divine. When you shift your consciousness, you shift your reality. The prayers you prayed 10 years ago, the tears you cried on your pillow when no one was watching, they are all stored in the quantum field. Nothing was lost. And now the harvest is coming due. Let's go back to that third attempt, the physical one, the car crash, the illness. Do you realize that was your initiation? In ancient cultures, shamans and leaders often went through a near-death experience before they stepped into their power. It is called the shamanic sickness or the dark night. You have survived your initiation. You are no longer an apprentice. You are a master. You have faced the ultimate fear, the fear of death, and you are still here. What is left to be afraid of? Nothing. You are unstoppable. I want to challenge you. For the next 3 hours, I want you to act as if the justice has already happened. Walk with your head high. Speak with authority. If you have a bill you can't pay, look at it and say, my provider is on the way. If you have a pain in your body, speak to it and say, you are a trespasser and you have to leave. This is faith in action. Faith is not hoping, faith is knowing. The revenge of the righteous is not violence, it is vitality. It is living so fully, so joyfully, and so abundantly that the darkness cannot comprehend it. The best revenge is a life well lived. The best revenge is happiness. The best revenge is fulfilling the destiny that they tried to abort. As we draw this to a close, remember the pattern. First, the spiritual attack on your childhood. Second, the mental attack on your adulthood. Third, the physical attack on your life. They all failed. You are the anomaly. You are the 1 in a million. Most people give up after the first attempt. They become bitter, broken, and cynical. But not you. You kept going. You kept loving. You kept believing. And because of that, the windows of heaven are opening over your life. The delay is over. The denial is cancelled. The 3-hour countdown has begun. Watch the clock. Watch your phone. Watch your email. Watch your spirit. Something is shifting. I want to pray a quick activation over you before you go. You don't have to close your eyes. Just receive the words. Creator, I thank you for the person listening to this. I thank you that you hid them when the enemy sought them. I thank you that you put a hedge of protection around their life that could not be breached. I declare that the time of suffering is over. I command the cycle of trauma to break right now. I release the spirit of justice into their life. Let every stolen blessing be returned sevenfold. Let every tear be turned into a diamond of wisdom. Give them the eyes to see the victory that is already theirs. In the name of all that is holy, let it be done. If you received that prayer, type "It is done" in the comments. Seal it. Don't just listen and leave. Participate in your own rescue. Listen, this channel is a lifeline. We dive deep into the mysteries of the spirit, the science of the mind, and the practical steps to reclaim your power. If this video resonated with you, it's because you are part of this frequency. Don't let the algorithm decide if we meet again. Take control. Subscribe, like, and share this with someone who needs to know they are not crazy. They are just chosen. The revenge starts in 3 hours, but the victory was decided before the foundation of the world. You have already won. Now go and walk in it. Before you click away, I have one last question for you. If you knew with 100% certainty that you could not fail because God is backing you, what is the one thing you would do today? Think about that, and then go do it, because you are protected, you are preserved, and you are powerful beyond measure. The enemy thought he had you in the corner. He thought the third attempt was the checkmate. He didn't realize he was playing against the Grandmaster. The game is over. You win. See you in the next video. The shift has begun. Let's talk a bit more about the mechanism of this justice, because I don't want you to leave with just a feeling. I want you to leave with understanding. When we talk about revenge in a spiritual context, we are talking about the restoration of balance, Ma'at in ancient Egyptian philosophy, or justice in the biblical sense. The universe abhors a vacuum, and it abhors imbalance. When someone harms an innocent, they create an energetic debt. For a while, it may seem like they are getting away with it. They might prosper, they might laugh, they might seem untouchable. This is the period of accumulation. They are accumulating debt. You, on the other hand, by suffering unjustly and maintaining your integrity, have been accumulating credit. It's a cosmic bank account. The 3 attempts on your life were massive withdrawals from their account and massive deposits into yours. If you didn't curse God and die. Since you are here, you pass the test. Now the accounts must be balanced. This is the sudden shift. It often happens quickly because the debt becomes too heavy to sustain. The collapse of your enemies and your sudden elevation are 2 sides of the same coin flipping over. This is why you don't need to lift a finger to harm them. In fact, if you try to take revenge yourself, you interfere with the divine transaction. You might settle for $1 when God intended to give you $1 million. Step back, let the judge of the universe hit the gavel. The verdict is in your favor. I want you to pay attention to your dreams tonight. When a major spiritual shift occurs, it often manifests first in the dream state. You might dream of falling and then flying. You might dream of old houses representing the past being renovated, or new houses being built. You might dream of water cleansing. These are all confirmations. If you have a vivid dream, come back to this video and share it. We can help you interpret what the Spirit is saying. Also, be aware of synchronicities. Repeating numbers like 1111, 333, or 444. Hearing a specific song on the radio that has a message for you. Running into someone who can help you with your goals. These are not coincidences. These are the road signs on your new path. The 3-hour rule is about heightening your awareness to catch these signs. The blessing might pass you by if you are looking down at your problems instead of up at your opportunities. You are a survivor of the highest caliber. Think about the statistical improbability of your existence. Think about the millions of sperm, the dangers of birth, the diseases, the accidents, the choices, and then add the targeted spiritual attacks we discussed. The fact that you are breathing is a statistical miracle. You are a walking, talking wonder. Start treating yourself like one. Stop talking down to yourself. Stop accepting less than you deserve. You are royalty in disguise. The world is waiting for your story. One day, you will write the book or give the speech or mentor the child, and you will say, "I survived 3 attempts on my life so that I could be here for you right now." That is the redemptive power of suffering. It turns your pain into someone else's roadmap. I feel a heavy burden lifting off someone right now, someone who has been carrying a secret shame about their past trauma. You thought it was your fault. You thought you attracted it because you were bad. Listen to me. Darkness is attracted to light. Thieves don't break into empty houses. They broke in because you were full of treasure. Release the shame. It was never yours to carry. Return it to the sender. As you go about your day, keep this thought in the forefront of your mind. I am the one who lived. It's a powerful mantra. I am the one who lived. It changes your posture. It changes how you walk into a room. You are not a victim. You are a victor. The next 3 hours are a gestation period, a birthing canal. Don't abort the process with doubt. Hold the vision. Trust the timing. The revenge is simply the universe correcting the error of your oppression, and it is going to be sweet. Thank you for trusting me with your time. Time is the most valuable currency we have, and you invested it here. That tells me you are serious about your transformation. I honor the divinity within you. I honor the scars you carry, and I celebrate the victory that is rushing toward you. Stay tuned. The best is truly yet to come. The first chapter was the struggle. The second chapter was the survival. The third chapter is the glory. Welcome to chapter 3. Remember to check your subscription status. Sometimes the system unsubscribes people mysteriously. Another little trick of the resistance. Make sure you are locked in. We are moving forward, and we are not leaving anyone behind. Until next time, walk in your protection. Stand in your purpose and watch the clock. 3 hours, justice is served. But what happens the moment the gavel hits? Silence. And for a warrior like you, silence can be terrifying. You have been conditioned to fight, to survive, to look over your shoulder. When the chaos stops, your nervous system might panic. It's looking for the next threat, the next shoe to drop. This is the upper limit problem. It is a psychological threshold where you unconsciously sabotage your own happiness because you are not used to holding that much light. You are addicted to the struggle because the struggle is familiar. Peace feels foreign. Peace feels suspicious. I need you to override that instinct right now. When the justice comes and the enemies retreat, do not chase them. Do not check their social media to see if they are suffering. Do not ask mutual friends about them. If you look back, you turn into a pillar of salt, stuck in the past, frozen in time. Let the dead bury the dead. Your obsession with their downfall will only delay your own ascension. The best revenge is not seeing them suffer. The best revenge is not seeing them at all, because you are too busy staring at the view from the mountaintop. Let's talk about the science of this shift. For years, your body has been flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. You have been running a high-stress engine. Now that the spiritual war is ending, your body needs to detox. You might feel exhausted for no reason. You might cry over a commercial. You might feel a sudden need to sleep for 12 hours. Honor this. Your biology is recalibrating to a new baseline of safety. You are moving from fight or flight to rest and digest. This is where the healing happens. If you force yourself to grind during this period, you will burn out the new circuitry God is trying to install. There is a spiritual law known as the law of sevenfold restoration. It states that when a thief is caught, and make no mistake, these spiritual attacks were thieves stealing your joy, your time, and your peace. They must restore 7 times what was taken. Do the math. If you lost 5 years to a toxic relationship, you are not just getting 5 years back. You are getting 35 years worth of wisdom, acceleration, and blessing condensed into a short period. This is quantum acceleration. Time collapses. You will achieve in the next 6 months what would normally take 10 years. I know this sounds impossible to the logical mind. The logical mind thinks linear. I lost time, so I am behind. The spiritual mind knows vertical. I was pulled back like an arrow in a bow, and now I am about to be launched. You are not behind. You were being aimed. But here is the catch. And there is always a catch. You must make room for the restoration. You cannot receive the new furniture if your house is still full of the old, broken clutter. This means cutting ties with the mediocre to make space for the magnificent. Some of you are holding on to okay jobs, okay friendships, and okay habits because you are afraid of being empty. You must trust the vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you create empty space by removing what no longer serves you, the universe rushes to fill it with something that matches your new vibration. I want to challenge you. In the comments below, I want you to declare what you are releasing. Type, "I release the old to make room for the gold." It's a rhyme, but it's a command to your subconscious. I release the old to make room for the gold. When you type attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.